they want from me?
To control you. To use you.
I'm not a thing. A tool.
To them you are. Everyone is.
Yo. Apocalypse, Armageddon. Send niggas to ghetto heaven. Gunshots from a Mac 11. Received the revelation I was 7. But the poor.
Arrest warrant issued for suspect after 18 killed in shooting rampage in Maine as manhunt continues. Now, the number of them skyrocketed now. Last time I checked, it was 25 killed. This is the victim. Well, this is the suspect, a.k.a. the target, a.k.a. the victim. This is another test dummy. Obviously, they say he was mentally ill, hearing voices. We talking V2K, y'all. We talking V2K. It's funny how they say, with schools shuttered and people warned to stay indoors. Now they want the bots to stay inside. Don't y'all find that shit funny? When you start busting caps in the bots' ass? Know what I'm saying? First you want to send them out so they can harass you, right? Color code you to death. Synchronize with you. Dogs everywhere. Asking you dumbass questions. All in your damn way. As soon as the motherfucking legs start hitting that ass, now stay indoors. Stay indoors. Don't you take your ass outside now. Don't you take your ass outside. 18 people have been killed and 13 injured in a shooting rampage at a restaurant and a bowling alley. Man, look, let me go ahead and find the video. I'm trying to do this video, right? You see they keep messing with my internet. But it's okay. We're gonna get around it. All of a sudden now I'm losing reception. This page isn't responding.
Or lockdown order in place in Lewiston, in Lisbon, to stay inside, lock your doors, don't go outside, don't do any unnecessary travel because we still have the suspected gunman at large. Still, police say that they have not tracked him down. And during the press conference, as Don Kerrigan said earlier, really no info about where the person's whereabouts are, where law enforcement are looking at leads here. But as it stands right now, we're just really waiting to hear more information, not only about the suspected gunman, Robert Carr, but also more information on the victims, about those 10 people who still remain unidentified at this time. But for now, we're live here in Lewiston outside Schmenge's Bar, the second location where police say the gunman opened fire and killed 8 people here out of a total of 18 people that died, that were shot and killed yesterday. We'll toss it back to you guys.
That moment in Lewiston, live outside Schmenge's.
Live in Lewiston, baby.
Where these shootings occurred. We learned this morning that 8 people.
It goes down in the dim. It goes down.
At the bar. 7 men inside.
The bus go down.
Outside. Were shot at that scene. We have some new data as we're kind of compiling the facts of this and the perspective of what this represents. Obviously, we are very close to this. This is our home. These are our neighbors. Some perspective, though. So now that we have that confirmation that 18 people were killed, this shooting ranks now as the 10th deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history. This dates back to 1966. The deadliest was the shooting on the Las Vegas Strip. That was back in October of 2017. 60 people were killed at that one. And that's followed by the Pulse nightclub shooting in Orlando, Florida in June of 2016. 49 people were killed there.
Yeah, the Virginia Tech shooting in 2007, that one left 32 people dead. And after that, the number of fatalities drops into the 20s. Again, with last night's shooting in Lewiston falling in that number 10 slot, right behind the Robb Elementary School shooting in Uvalde, Texas, just last year, in which 21 people were killed. Also, this is the deadliest shooting in all of the United States this year. According to data from the Gun Violence Archive, there have been a total of 565 mass shootings in the country this year. That's anytime 4 or more people are shot, not including the shooter, in a single incident or series of incidents within the same time frame.
I guess the community-based agents ain't doing their damn job. I thought they was here to protect and serve.
More people were killed in Lewiston, Maine last night than in any of the others this year, with the next deadliest being a mass shooting in Monterey Park, California in January. That one left 12 people dead, followed by a shooting in Allen, Texas in May, in which 9 people were killed. Again, shocking information for all of us, especially here in Maine. You know, we keep talking about how Maine, we consider it a small town because a lot of people know people who were involved in this, who were affected by this. And it's just shocking that here we are in Maine, now a statistic in this 10th deadliest shooting in U.S. history.
In history, right, and the deadliest of this calendar year,
Right.
Which is, again, part of our goal in being with you around the clock is to give you some context, to kind of walk through this journey with you, because we're all going through it in real time today.
Real time, y'all.
I think the perspective of the gravity of this,
Everything is in real time. You better believe that.
certainly helps to recognize that it's okay.
It is happening now. Ain't no new world order coming. It is already happening now. Ain't no lockdowns coming. It is already happening now. The Georgia Guidestones. It is already happening now. Stop waiting for it. Stop saying, oh man, in 5 more years, man, it's going to be work. No, player. It is already happening right fucking now. In real time. You just been asleep.
Okay to be feeling the way you're feeling today, because this is significant for our state and for our country. You know, I was looking through the digital versions these days, but the front pages of you know, the New York Times, the Los Angeles Times were the headline. We were the front page image, which is a little startling in itself.
We heard a lot from Maine's delegation last night. In fact, Senator Angus King was talking about how he was going to wait out one more vote in the Senate and then make his way to Maine, but clearly changed his mind because he arrived at the Portland Jetport this morning, and we had a chance to speak with him this morning.
Well, I was just thinking as I walked out here, I feel like I've lost family. I've been representing these people for a long time, and it's unthinkable. I've been getting a lot of texts. It's just awful. And obviously the first order of business is to capture this guy, if indeed the person of interest is the perpetrator. The next is to comfort the families and all those in the area who are in lockdown now. There's a huge amount of fear, and schools are closed, colleges are locked down.
So now your bitch ass is scared. After you done provoked the man, probably. You know what I'm saying? And drove the man to become like Jason. Now he want revenge, and now y'all want to hide like pussies.
I want to try to lift that burden
I bet you take your red shirt off now.
from people so we can move from fear to grieving.
I bet you put your dog in the dog house now.
But that's what we're going to be doing a lot.
I bet you won't show up at the park with that victim now. I bet you won't synchronize with him at the light, at the stop sign, at the traffic light right now. Oh, so you scared right now. He got that M16 or whatever the fuck he got. You scared now.
A lot of this weekend.
Have you seen this magnitude of tragedy in your state, and how do you think this will affect the communities moving forward?
Well, Maine has one of the highest levels of gun ownership in the country and one of the lowest levels of gun crime in the country until last night. Nothing like this, in my recollection, has ever happened in Maine.
Now, y'all see that? Now, how come every time when you watch a video, somebody always say that shit? Oh, even with the so-called natural disasters. Oh, we never had a hurricane like this before. I lived here 30 years, all my life. This shit never fucking happened. So why now? It's because it's all by design. They done turned hard weather control. They done turned them damn satellites into that motherfucking frequency machine on high. And they causing all these type of disasters. For those that don't know, look up hard weather control. You should know that by now. Maybe you don't. And then, as far as this, every time when some type of tragedy happened, people always say, well, this never happened before. So why now? Who's fucking with people? Who's doing this to the people? Why is everybody hearing voices or going through some type of electronic harassment? Why is this always linked up to mental illness? I smell fucking pussy, bitch.
And generally speaking, people use firearms and they do it safely and they pass that on from generation to generation. This is an aberration. It's shocking, disappointing. It's just hard to characterize.
Senator Angus King speaking just this morning at the Portland Jetport, arriving back from D.C. To be with constituents here. Certainly, I think some moments difficulty finding the words. How do you put words to this when these are your people? This is your home.
Right. Something we also have struggled with. I know our producer wants to bring up some more information about that timeline. We've talked a little bit about it already, but let's run through this again. Worth repeating here. This all started for us here at 6:56. The shooting was reported at Spare Time Recreation, also known as Just in Time Recreation. They received a 911 call. That's when police first were alerted to this. While they were on their way there, they started getting phone calls of a shooting happening at Schmeggy's Bar and Grill. That happened at 7:08, all very close together. Again, those two places are about 4 miles apart. And then around 8 o'clock is when they had an identification. So they turned that around very quickly. We saw surveillance video of
The images.
who they believe was Robert Card walking into Spare Time Recreation there. Yeah, so 8 o'clock they released the image.
It was shortly after that, of course, we learned that Bates College was put into lockdown. If you have any familiarity with Lewiston, basically Bates is kind of situated between those two shooting locations in that 4 mile stretch between each of those locations. So the college was put on to lockdown there. Auburn residents shortly after that put on to a shelter-in-place order. Also, additionally, Lewiston residents, and as we have been telling you, of course, that has since expanded from there. It was around 9:15 we got that image of, it looked like a surveillance image from one of the shooting locations of that white vehicle that police had believed he was.
Now it's funny how now all of a sudden they don't know where he at. Oh, we lost him. He's off radar. When you probably had every damn bot synchronizing with this man to piss him the fuck off, for him to go ahead and act like this and, you know, take this type of matter on his own hands. What the hell did you do to him? You're not going to talk about that though, but DB will. Now something is everybody. Now you tell the boss to stay in the house. And the boss like, what the fuck? Well, why y'all acting like y'all can't find this man? Y'all know damn well you can find this man. You know the boss got to be saying that shit. Because the boss know everything too. They know where you going to be at. So the boss is probably looking on the phone right on the app saying, he right here. He like 5 miles away from me. I can see him. But they telling the boss, stay in the house. I see him, he right here. I locate him. I said, stay in the fucking house before you put one in your goddamn head. The boss like, this man ain't lost. He right here. Ain't nobody lost. They can find everybody.
Driving. We had been telling you last night it had that black bumper. That was released to us. We were sharing you with that. And then we had kind of a period of waiting. Kind of between that 9:15 and 11 p.m. period where there were a lot of questions. We were anticipating that first press conference with state police for some more information. That came around 11 o'clock. We heard from them at Lewiston City Hall, and that's when we learned this individual's name is Robert Card. At the time, he was named a person of interest.
And then 11:30 is about the time they found his car at the boat ramp in Lisbon. And that's when we saw, a lot of police activity. We had Hannah Kumler there last night with Sam Rogers. We were seeing a lot of police activity. They shut Lisbon Street down. As many of you know, that's a major throughway between Lewiston and Lisbon, for sure. 11:52 is about the time that residents in Lisbon were ordered to shelter in place. I think many of them already were, having watched this and seen what was going on in Lewiston. And then 6 o'clock this morning, Bowdoin residents were told to shelter in place. Again, we know that Bowdoin is where Robert Card is from, or currently living. And then 10:30 in the morning, police confirm that 18 are dead and 13 are injured. And that is the latest information that we have on that.
So all that time, it took all that time for them to realize that it was 18 people dead? Man.
And I know we have David Guildford, who has been in Lisbon this morning, where, again, it continues to be an active scene. So let's check in with David now.
What was that, like the damn day the next day?
Amanda, you mentioned just how busy Lisbon
Now look
Street
at this
is, and when I came on air, I was going to describe just how quiet it is here, but over the past 25 minutes, a helicopter and a small engine airplane came into our airspace and made continuous, wide, circling passes. I won't speculate on the origin of these aircraft.
You seen that? I see that all the time, player.
The helicopter in particular could just as well be from a news agency as it is from law enforcement, but that's what our skies have looked like. They just cleared out of the area, and it's back to this eerie, not silence, but quiet. I can hear conversations happening in the parking lot of the gas station over my shoulder. That would be unheard of on a Thursday any other time. There are, despite the shelter-in-place order that this town is still under since last night, there are some signs of people coming out and trying to go about some sort of a normal life. A gentleman was just mowing his lawn a moment ago off camera, and behind him there was a child playing basketball. So it's eerie. That's the word that it keeps coming back to here, as this place continues to be tense. The atmosphere is tense here because the search continues, now past noon, well into Thursday, and people are wanting to try to go back to not a normal life, but...
You don't want people going back to normal life. This is what you want. This is what, and at least maybe not you, but the people that you work for. Because I understand you just some puppet bot guy. That's why they got you dressed up in red and shit. You know, you just trying to get a check. This is your job for you to just to read off some script and just regurgitate some bullshit that you see. You know what I mean? But you don't, you know damn well this is the new world order, and this is what they want. They want to lock people down in their own damn houses. It's the damn bot's fault anyway. They should have been fucking with people.
We as a state begin the grieving process, but we can't get there yet. We're still seeing law enforcement pass through every now and then. It's nothing compared to what it looked like this morning. My colleague Sam Olson was here earlier. Just after dawn, she saw about 10 total law enforcement vehicles, 3 marked Portland Police tactical vehicles, and then a couple of vans following them with men with heavy gear and rifles that she could see in the windows there, and cruisers and an ambulance that followed them. That was the scene here just after dawn. Now we see the occasional officer come by. One went by with their blues on, but they were...
Now look, don't get me wrong now. This whole shit could be fake. It might not be nobody dead. It might not be nobody hurt. I'm just saying, you know, you got to look at this shit on all levels. The reason why I'm believing that it really, really happened, because from what I heard, they said the dude was mentally ill. He was an ex-military, and he was hearing voices. And that's the reason why I said, okay, maybe it is true. He was being gang stalked. If all that's true, he was being gang stalked. You already know the aftermath of that. Now, at the same time, since they acting like they can't find the motherfucker, this whole shit could just be some one big ass psyops. Who fucking knows? These people play so many damn games. You cannot trust none of this shit, because you weren't there, so you don't know.
Alone, it's a lot of weight here right now in the eeriness here in Lisbon Falls and Lisbon, just off there behind me. Amanda, Brian.
David Guildford there, live for us in Lisbon. Thank you, David, for setting the scene for us. We know it's constantly changing. It's very fluid.
Yes.
I want to talk a little bit more.
This could just be some shit just to lock the people up. that's in Lewiston. You know, they might just want to lock people. You know what I'm saying? They might just want to get your ass in the house. You know what I mean? I'm trying to tell you, like, it ain't no telling what the fuck the beast is doing and what they stirring up in the kitchen. You don't know what to believe these days, especially if you're a target individual. You already know that your world, your reality, your simulation is already a psyops.
Again, about Robert Card. Again, this is the man that police are looking for. They were calling him a person of interest last night, but now he is absolutely a suspect
This is it right here.
This homicide investigation.
This is the reason why I say it could be real. This is the reason why I say it could be real. Treated for mental illness. You know what I'm saying? Military weapons instructor. He got a background. You already know that the beasts experiment on their own vets now. They've been doing it for years. Go watch the movie Manchurian Candidate with Denzel Washington. They got an older version too of that movie. Go watch that movie. They was experimenting on all the soldiers. Go watch Dead Prez with Lorenz Tate. You see what they did to the soldiers? Experimentation. The book I got called the Monarch Phoenix Program, they said that they was doing experimentation since 1920. They was already working on behavior modification to control your ass, to mind control your ass, because we know once we get your mind, we got the body. Once we get your mind, you basically already gone. You're a clone now. You're officially dead. They body snatched you, they got your mind, and now you just a fucking walking automaton doing shit like this.
We are actually getting a little bit more information from him, actually from the U.S. Army. We know he was a sergeant first class.
There you go.
He was a petroleum supply specialist in the Army Reserve.
All right.
We know he enlisted in December of 2002, but has no combat deployments. And he has awards. His awards include the Army Achievement Medal.
No combat deployments, y'all.
2002, but has no combat deployments. And
he's fighting now.
He has awards. His awards include the Army Achievement
They were saving
Medal,
him.
Army Reserve. He has awards. His awards include the Army Achievement Medal, Army Reserve Component Achievement Medal. Twice he received that. Humanitarian Service Medal, National Defense Service Medal, and Army Service Ribbon. But we also know he's very well trained in even as an instructor for military weapons. He knows how to use weapons.
Right, and I think that's a whole different kind of component to what law enforcement are up against right here. Is this is someone who knows that world, is familiar with tactics and strategies and training and using these weapons. You know, we saw first last night that image of what police say was him walking into spare time recreation with...
What do you think? Is it just one big psyops, or was this man being targeted? And he really killed 18 people that they discovered the next day.
What appeared to be some kind of weapon drawn, and it's a powerful, startling image. But it certainly suggested that he was familiar with what he was doing, that he had been around these elements before. So now to have the variable of he's not in custody, it's been hours now. That there has been, at least has been released to us, no sign of him.
Now see, this right here is where they, fuck shit all up now. Because now they talking about he's not in custody. We don't know where the fuck he at. Now this right here, all right, it got to be two reasons for this. Either he's a mind control suspect, victim or whatever, being targeted, being gang stalked, and they mind controlling him to go out and assassinate people. Because remember, when you watch the movie Manchurian Candidate, they will mind control these people and had them go kill, right? And then they will shut them off basically, and they don't even remember what the fuck happened. And they could just take the avatar, this person right here, a black van can just pull up, grab the body, grab him, put him in the joint, like, we don't know where he at. The whole time, the CIA and them is controlling this man. He might just be already dead. This dude right here probably some automaton, motherfucking mind control, Manchurian Candidate guy, and they just turn him on and sick him out there like a dog to go kill. And then as soon as he killed another 50 people or another 18 people, whatever, then they return him back. They go pick him up. and throw them back in the car or the van or whatever and drive around and shit. Cause we already know this bullshit that you talking about. You're not gonna get me with that. You talking about you can't find this motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? So you can miss me with that bullshit. You know, see, you can try to pull that shit on the brother in the back with the GED, but that ain't gonna work over here on DB Gang Stalking Simulation, you punk bitch. Okay? I'm not trying to hear that shit. Cause you can find me everywhere. So you can miss me with that. So it's something else going on here. Either this dude is really a killer and he's going around killing people under mind control, or this whole shit is just a psyops and ain't nobody dead, and this is all fucking fake ass news, just wasting people's times and getting everybody scared because something else is going on behind the scene that they just want to cover up. So they putting this out here and put it on the mainstream news and the mainstream media just to get motherfuckers talking about something. So there's always something going on here. You see what I'm saying? There's always something going on here. What the fuck is really going on? We don't really know. But we got clues though. At least the motherfuckers that's a target do. Because you already in the program. You already experimentation. In fact, you too can be next. If you were in the gang stalking simulation. Because this is what they're trying to do to you. They're trying to mind control your motherfucking ass so you could be out here going around killing people. And they can use you. They use you as that guinea pig to go out and assassinate. I'm trying to tell you, they do it in the movies. They have you out there assassinating people and then come and grip you up and drive you to another state and do the same shit. They're like, well, man, we can't find the suspect. We don't know where he at. We don't know where he at. And the dumb motherfuckers that's out here with the dogs and the red shirt, they just believe it. You know what I'm saying? They just believe it. Well, we don't know where they at. But yet and still, your stupid ass got a 5G fucking iPhone that you could go everywhere and you get reception from the satellites. The satellites know where the fuck you at no matter where you at on this goddamn grid. So the satellites can find your cell phone and make sure you got reception, but they can't find you. But don't you know that you are the ultimate frequency? Don't you know that? Don't you know that? You see, a lot of motherfuckers, y'all don't even know who you is, what you are. You ain't nothing but vibration, frequency, and energy. That's what you are. Fuck this flesh shit. Fuck the flesh. That's just the physical outside part of the body. Fuck that. We talking about who you are inside. You are a frequency. You are a walking antenna. So if you got a smartphone and they can find that, then they can find you because they can brain map the shit out your ass. Especially with all the chemicals and all the shit that we got in our bodies that's making you more susceptible to the goddamn machine. So you got to look at this shit on all aspects, on every angle. What the fuck is really going on here? Because they fucking up when they talking about this dude right here can't be found. So either they hiding him or this is just some fake ass stage shit. Because I ain't seen no bodies yet. Did y'all see any bodies? 18 people dead, where the bodies at? I ain't seen no bodies. So you already know how they do this shit. This is just one big ass Truman Show.
Continue to work tips, and this has been hours now. That there has been, at least this has been released to us, no sign of him. But police continue to work tips and suggestions about where he could be. It raises the question of where these skills may be factoring in about his strategy to perhaps be eluding law enforcement.
And
it ain't his strategy. It's the CIA, whoever's controlling him, strategy. You see what I'm saying? Because they controlling the whole scenario.
That's this coverage apart
from what I'm seeing, he must be just a bot. That's how I see it. They mind control this dude and he's just a bot. And right now they're using him as a Manchurian candidate.
Coverage here, and we appreciate you sticking with us to learn more information. As we're learning information, we're telling you immediately. And part of the reason we wanted to stay on air is because he is still at large. You just saw he is considered armed and dangerous, and like you mentioned, he has a very particular set of skills that could be working against officers right now. But again, considered armed and dangerous. And Androscoggin County asking everyone
So what that's supposed to mean? You know what I'm saying? Because you know they speak in fucking all types of slick tongues. You hear what she's saying right here?
Particular set of skills that could be working against officers, right?
He got a particular set of skills that's working against officers. So now what? So what did that mean? So now you got to get military vets and military force and militias to come out here now. Sound like they just trying to start that martial law bullshit.
Right now, but again, considered armed
Because the police
and
can't
dangerous.
handle it.
Andrews County
So they got to call the SWAT and, get the tanks out here.
County asking everyone to essentially shelter in place. We know that also affects Bowdoin. This is video from last night outside of Spare Time Recreation. Just upsetting video to see police leading people out of the building. We even heard from a woman who was at the senior center across the street where police evacuated them into the woods and then to the armory. We know a lot of the people who were taken out of Spare Time and taken out of Schmengi's were taken to a safe place to talk with police before they were then brought to the Auburn Middle School, the reunification center, to reconnect with families. Certainly emotional moments last night and again this morning.
I think that was one of the interesting things we learned last night from Mayor Jason Levesque in Auburn at the reunification center at the middle school in Auburn was, this wasn't just reuniting victims who were in those buildings when the shootings happened. They were all these other people who were kind of collected from the area and just kind of skirted out, who may have seen something, who could help with the investigation. So there was a whole process of spending time with those people, as well as the people who...
Pause real quick. And this is a good time to do this shit too. We got a full moon. Today is what? Today is the 26th of October. 2023 for the dumb motherfuckers that don't know what time it is. But then again, at the same time, I take that back because it might not even really be 2023 because they done lied to us about the years and the times. We don't even fucking know what year it is. Technically, we don't. If you watch the movie Matrix Part 1, Morpheus told Neo that we really don't know what motherfucking year it is. It could be like 3026. But y'all don't ask questions. You just go by what the beasts tell you. They give you a calendar, you accept it. So what I'm saying is we in October right now. There's a full moon Saturday. A full moon, I think it was a full moon, new moon, whatever. It's a full new moon Saturday. Okay? This is the perfect time. So these bodies could be real. You see what I'm saying? Because they do rituals like this. They are right now butt naked in the Bohemian Grove with blood all over them, praising their gods and their deities right now, having a satanic Holy Ghost party or some fucking shit. Right now. At the Bohemian Grove. Butt naked with blood all over their ass. This is what your government people are into. But you love to go ahead and vote for these motherfuckers. Because they done deceived your monkey ass. That you can't see between the forest from the trees. You know what I mean? You can't see shit. That's why Jesus even said, blessed are your eyes for they see, and for your ears for they hear. Don't you know if you can understand the words that's coming out of my mouth, don't you know you are motherfucking blessed? Do you know that? If you could understand what I'm saying, and if you agree with what I'm saying, don't you know you are the chosen one? Don't you know you are the blessed one? Jesus said that shit. For the Christians. Blessed are your ears for they hear, and for your eyes for they see. Because in the New Testament, it tells you, Paul told you that in this day of time, many shall have itchy ears. Meaning that they're not even going to be able to receive or hear the truth. So if you can receive this shit, if you can understand what I'm saying, then you are considered to be blessed. Because right now, there is a mass motherfucking mind control across the goddamn planet. And I guarantee about 95% of the motherfuckers are robotoids.
Cannon, boldest nigga. We all know that times is hard. We got brothers getting knifed in the prison yard. We got sisters selling souls just to get some dough. We got brothers on the grind trying to get some cash. We can't do that shit forever. That shit won't last. I have people with shovels trying to dig in my path. When the money come, hold it, cause that shit goes fast. These young niggas got guns, they gon' blast. Devastate. These cops always play hating. Pulling niggas over, running through your license plate. We all slaves on this broke big plantation. The government putting bars around this whole nation. I gotta get permission just to go vacation. Niggas doing life and it's time that they wasting. I'm a mason, I build with stone. My brother did 6 years and he just came home. My mind is in the clouds, I stay in the zone. We spend too much money to support that shit. I'm a talented brother and I still ain't rich. We gotta do a little dirt just to get some cheese. You can call me cannibal, cause I eat MCs. Hot like cold, 1,000 degrees. Never had a problem getting a bitch weak in the knees. Yo, the spirit of Tupac still be around. Blaze with me on this track, watch me put it down. Examination is money that I'm chasing. Coming through the hood with the mask like Jason. You don't wanna be the one that I'm facing. Leaving body parts all around different places. Hit your ass up and catch many cases. Infinite time, still flowing on this track. Still getting big boulders, I'm made to rap. Guns made to clap, bitch get it from the back. I might hit you raw, but that's a downfall. You might burn my head, I end up dead, bitch. End up red, bitch. End up dead with a gut full of lead. Yeah, this is what I said. Diamondback, rhyming cat, yeah, I strike first. Spit the venom on paper, that's one verse. I'm the water in the desert, quench your thirst. You should know that the government is the enemy. And all the bad shit people say don't offend me. Life is a muscle, every day on the hustle. Pressure pain make a brother knees wanna buckle. Never sold drugs, but I'm on my grind. All I need is an audience, it's prime time. All I need is an audience, it's my time.